Now to the SOI formula, because a lot of us are totally lost when it comes to working our SOI. And I think if we could just tweak it just a little bit, whether it's our mindset or we phrase it in a different way so that it triggers something inside of us to go, damn, I've been overthinking that. I've been overcomplicating this from the beginning. And I want you guys to know that I'm not preaching at you. I'm speaking from experience. You know, I have been guilty of this. I have been overcomplicating this. When all people really want you to do for them is to make them feel important. So the SOI formula is very simply this. It's generosity equals reciprocation. Generosity equals reciprocation. So this is a much more simplified version of the law of reciprocity, things you might read in books like The Go-Giver. You might be exposed to at your BNI group. You might find it in a Simon Sinek book. Who knows? But you hear these things from like personal development people all the time. You know, planting seeds in others is how you're going to reap a harvest. You know, maybe at church you're hearing this stuff. But if you start paying attention, you're hearing it and you're seeing it all over the place in many different avenues. So in terms of the formula, generosity equals reciprocation, I want you to think about it this way. Generosity breeds reciprocation. Generosity breeds reciprocation. All right, so we're going to get super talented here. And this is going to be slightly faith-based because I just feel like it's the easiest way to put this into tactical action steps or even tactical categories where you can say, where do I fit in? What is going to be the easiest way for me to be generous in such a way that it creates abundance? That's what we're talking about here. What's the easiest way for me to do that so that I can do it consistently? If there's a magic bullet in real estate, it is consistency, where you're going to get up and do this day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. This is what you do. Anybody following Aubrey on the Sergeant McDonald team? Every week she's doing this, she's doing this, she's doing this. She's starting to see results. So the results are the result of consistency. All right, so let's break this down into time, talent, and treasure. Time, talent, and treasure. All right, so if you're going to be generous with your time, then you need a time block. I want you to think about this like you're at Waffle House, all right? You've got your time it's not scattered, covered, and chunked. It's chunked, not scattered, all right? So if you're getting it scattered, smothered, covered, and chunked, that's how most of us are living our life right now. It is like the hottest freaking mess you've ever seen. Probably make a great reality show, but it's not going to give us a big bank account for a big life. So we need to chunk our time. And if we chunk our time, we can be generous with it. And not only can we be generous with it to our clients, but we can be generous with it to our family and our friends, and doing things for other people without the stress of what we're neglecting. You know, a lot of that busy work and the putting out the fires and all that stuff that kind of captivates our attention away from the most important things in life. So if you are chunking your time, you're using your time much more wisely, much more efficiently, so that you have time to donate it to other things. So one of the biggest things I want you guys to think about in terms of this, whether it is time or talent or treasure, but mostly for the combination of time and talent, is to get out of the office. Get out of the office. As team leaders, We want to see you in the office dialing. I'd love to see some of you, if you dial an hour a day, it would make your team leaders tickled, stinking pink. We'd love for you to dial for 2 hours a day, because we know if you dial for 2 hours a day, it'll change your life. It will change your life. And it's going to fulfill you. It's going to give you all this confidence. And it's going to give you a less stressful life. And it is going to give you the acknowledgement from your team leader or leaders that, wow, you're one of my top salespeople. There's going to be a lot of value there. You're also going to have a lot of that expendable income that you're going to need to make a difference. All right, so it's really, really important. So what we're doing here is we're building a life where everything feeds everything. Everything we do is for the good of something else in our life. There is a purpose and an intention to everything that we're doing, so that it can feed everything else that we want to do, that it can feed our future self and our future goals. Making sense? All right, so let's think about time. If we're chunking time for phone prospecting, can we not chunk time to get out of the office and go do something? Okay, maybe that's taking somebody to coffee. Maybe that's taking somebody to lunch. I've said it a bunch in here, and I'll keep saying it until some of you guys jump on this bandwagon. I haven't seen anybody. I've seen people sporadically doing this, but I haven't seen anybody just run with it like crazy. Doing the sphere of influence lunches, taking somebody from your circle or center of influence, taking them to lunch and having it being a much more purposeful and intentional lunch. We're not there to socialize. We're there for a purpose or intention. The purpose, your purpose or your intention is to get to know them better, to take an interest in what they're interested in, take an interest in whether they're trying to raise money for a charity, take interest in whether they're involved in mission work, take an interest in a new product or service, a new sale. How can you help them promote something? How can you add value to your life? And to some of these people, it's just going to be sitting there listening. But I can tell you, I think I just posted my 14th one. So 14 weeks. And the ripple effect so far for me is immeasurable. I have taken business from it. I've connected with one guy I just sent a commercial referral to Beaufort, South Carolina for $1.5 million. Listed 2 commercial lots for $550,000 each. So do the math on that. And he's introducing me to more and more and more people. Lou Vickery, prior to me doing my SOI lunches, is somebody that I got to know and developed a relationship with, is constantly putting me in front of opportunities. But we're doing things for each other. We're helping each other, okay? So talent.